Alright guys, go easy on me, this is my first time. Hope you enjoy. This is the Tankstar Cassidy build. Okay, and at first glance you're probably wondering what the 4K firearms, 186 firepower, and the toughness. Now you're probably thinking, okay, in PvP this isn't going to be very viable, but it's actually quite the opposite, which I will show you some of the gameplay later. But firstly, onto the actual build. Obviously with this, it is a 6-piece build. We are going to take advantage of the 6-piece bonus with the dual Cassidy, which you will see. Now a bit about this build. The idea of this build is to try and get as many procs as possible and stay alive as long as possible in order for you to get the procs out. Now traditionally a lot of people do build this as a firearms heavy build. The problem with that is obviously you rely a lot more on the luck side of things, and you may only get 1 or 2 chances of it actually going off. Now with this you will find that you can sustain yourself a lot more, and pretty well guarantee that in a fight you will get the procs, and then comes the massive damage. Okay, so onto the pieces. Now your Lonestar. Set bonus 2 is 100% ammo capacity. Set bonus 3 is 8% LMG damage, 8% shotgun damage. Set bonus 4 is obviously a Lonestar. When the weapon is holstered, it is instantly reloaded. Set 5 is ammo capacity, an extra 50%. LMG damage 12%, 12% shotgun damage. So in total you're looking at about 20% damage in total. And your set bonus for your 6-piece obviously is the must. When a weapon has 50% of its magazine remaining in combat, there is a 75% chance to receive a bonus that activates when the final bullet is fired from the current magazine. Once activated, the magazine is instantly refilled, weapon damage and fire rate is increased by 30%. The bonus is cancelled by reloading, swapping weapons or exiting combat. Okay, now that we know what the Lonestar does, let's get into the pieces. Now, every gear mod that is available will be a stamina and health in order to get to your 9k stamina. The chest, a main, obviously stamina, major attribute, health and health on kill, which I will touch on. Mask, stamina, health on kill. Knees, stamina and health, obviously with resistance there. Minor attributes being you want to try and obviously get the burn and the shock or the disrupt. They're the most useful at this point. Bag, health with your stamina, and minor attribute once again a resistant. Now the gloves is my piece that has rolled the firearm, so you want to try and get that in order to get to your over 4,000 firearms. Now with the major attributes, obviously your must is the shotgun, the health on kill once again, but with the crit chance, now this can be substituted for a couple of things. However, the crit chance is probably the most value. We are chasing raw damage in this case, but obviously if you do want to try and chase a crit chance build of this, you can, but just be mindful that obviously naturally you will not get much crit chance from a shotgun. Chasing the raw damage may be more viable. Holster, you obviously got your 3, and your major attribute once again is going health. Now there's a few things you could go here. Obviously if you go the crit chance, you could go that. In this case I've gone the health. The reload speed is redundant since it is a Lonestar build. As we saw, it gives you instant reload, and obviously in this case we're not doing a skill haste build, so getting as tanky as much as possible is the idea. And that's it for the pieces. Okay, so just to touch on the health on kill earlier, now with the Cassidys they cannot be modded, so you're looking at pretty much the raw output stats that they offer, which means you cannot boost crit damage or crit chance by adding your mods. So naturally your crit damage is going to be quite low. Now with this, obviously you could easily add it on there and say, okay, let's get the extra damage. However, when you are so tanky as this, there's about 450,000 HP in total, so if you work out the math, you're looking at over nearly a 60,000 heal just by a kill. Now obviously in this case it is a one-shot build, so you will find that naturally you will be getting a lot of value out of this. I for myself because it isn't a striker where you do get the natural sustain from stacking up, the only drawback with this being so tanky is that you have to rely on your medkits or your bag, and when you're not running skill haste, you really can only use that maybe once a fight. So having the health on kill along with obviously your predatory on your third gun, you can see a lot of value out of that when you are so tanky. So that's the reason why I run the health on kill. Okay, so on to the weapons. Now obviously we are building this around the Cassidy, so we are in this case running a dual Cassidy. Talents, you want to be running Unforgiving. Obviously we are aiming for a tanky build, so Unforgiving you are going to get maximum value out of. Being so tanky, you are going to be more likely to take advantage and be longer in these lower segments, and in turn getting the extra damage. This lower segment can change an entire fight, which I have experienced myself, being almost dead and being able to one-shot a player and come back and win the fight. Second talent, Vicious. In this case, this is the best that I think I could go. You can go your sustained and predatory, which is a little bit of a waste because most good PvP players will run a third with sustained and predatory, so once you're elbowing you'll switch to that and finish them off and gain that without having to sacrifice a talent on your main weapons. Because we are only on the 4,000 firearms, it does limit us to only a set amount of talent. So in this case, the Vicious is probably the best that we could go, especially to help try and win that early fight damage. And for both guns, we're basically running the same thing. Alright, that's enough of the build. Let's get into some of the action.
Fuck, that's AIDS.
Back it off. Oh my lord. Agent Chicken? Fuck off. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. I got talented. Competent. So it's Did you get him? Oh my god. Agent Chicken. He's ages away, he was fine. Oh! Oh fuck! Fuck off.
Dead. Oh, I need a
You're
Mickey.
right, you're right. Heal me. What else is? General fight. I've got a fully stacked pulse.
Oh my god.
I'll take it. Oh my.
Yeah, that's both of us.
Fuck, I'm getting. He's focusing me, he knows I'm the.
Oh, it's you playing.
See you later.
Get the fuck down.